Today, we're diving into the story of a man whose courage redefined what it means to be a hero. A man who turned down safety and comfort to serve his country. A man who walked into war without ever carrying a weapon and still saved more than 75 lives. This is the incredible story of Corporal Desmond Doss. Desmond Thomas Doss was born in Lynchburg, Virginia, in 1919. He grew up in a deeply religious Seventh-day Adventist family that taught him the value of faith, kindness, and the commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." Even as a child, Doss was known for his compassion. Once walking miles just to donate blood for a stranger he'd only heard about on the radio. When World War II began, Doss was working at a shipyard. Because his job supported the war effort, he could have stayed home safely. But instead, he chose to enlist, determined to serve his country without betraying his beliefs. In April 1942, he joined the U.S. Army and began training with the 77th Infantry Division. His refusal to touch a weapon or work on the Sabbath immediately made him a target for ridicule. Fellow soldiers mocked him, and even his superiors tried to have him discharged as mentally unfit for service. But Doss stood firm. He wanted to save lives, not take them. Eventually, he was allowed to train as a combat medic. His courage was soon tested in the Pacific, first in Guam, then on Leyte Island. Under constant fire, Doss rushed to the wounded, treating and carrying them to safety while bullets and explosions filled the air. He earned 2 Bronze Stars for bravery long before the world would know his name. Then came Okinawa and the towering cliff known as Hacksaw Ridge. In one of the bloodiest battles of the war, soldiers were cut down by relentless machine gun and mortar fire. When his unit was ordered to retreat, Doss stayed behind. Alone on the ridge, he crawled from one wounded man to the next, treating injuries and lowering each soldier down the cliff with a rope. Each time he saved a man, he prayed, "Lord, help me get one more." Through that single night, he saved at least 75 men, all without firing a shot. 2 weeks later, Doss was gravely injured by a grenade while aiding other soldiers. He bandaged himself and waited hours for rescue. When he saw another soldier worse off than himself, he gave up his stretcher and waited again. A sniper's bullet shattered his arm, and using the stock of a rifle, he made a splint and crawled hundreds of yards to safety. For his extraordinary courage, Desmond Doss received the Medal of Honor from President Harry Truman in 1945, the first conscientious objector ever to earn it. After the war, Doss lived a quiet life devoted to faith and family. He battled injuries, illness, and later lost his hearing, but he never lost his humility. He passed away in 2006, remembered not just as a soldier, but as a symbol of conviction, compassion, and unshakable courage. Desmond Doss proved that true bravery isn't about how many enemies you defeat, but how many lives you save.